Today we continue the science of getting rich, with the reading of Chapter 3, that answers the question, is opportunity monopolized? When we get to the sections where Wattles is talking about industries and which ones have the most opportunity, bear in mind the times during which he lived and wrote this book, published in 1910. Many things have changed since then, but the principles of how to observe the financial landscape and critically think about where current opportunities lay are still valid. Chapter 3. Is opportunity monopolized? No man is kept poor because opportunity has been taken away from him or because others have monopolized wealth and fenced it off. While certain business opportunities may be closed off to you, other avenues remain open. For instance, you may find it challenging to control a major railroad system, as that industry is largely monopolized. However, the electric railway industry is still in its early stages, offering ample opportunities for those with initiative. Furthermore, in just a few years, air transportation will become a massive industry, employing hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Why not focus your efforts on developing aerial transportation instead of competing with industry giants like J.J. Hill for a stake in the steam railway sector? It's true that if you're a worker in the steel industry, your chances of becoming the plant owner are slim. However, by acting in a certain way, you can eventually leave that employment. You could, for example, purchase a small farm of 10 to 40 acres and start producing food. There are great opportunities today for those willing to work intensively on small tracts of land, and those who do so will undoubtedly become wealthy. You might think it's impossible to acquire land, but I will show you that it's entirely possible if you begin working in a certain way. A quick note here. Throughout the book, Wattles makes mention of a certain way. Some self-development teachers such as Bob Proctor define this certain way as by law, as in laws of the universe. According to the way the designer and architect of the universe operates. Now, back to the book. At different times, opportunities shift in different directions based on societal needs and the stage of social evolution. Currently, in America, opportunity is leaning toward agriculture and related industries. Today, there's more opportunity for farmers than for factory workers. Similarly, those who supply farmers with goods and services have more opportunity than those who cater to factory workers. There is also more opportunity for professionals who serve the agricultural sector than for those who serve the industrial workforce. Quick reminder, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Now, back to Chapter 3. Is opportunity monopolized? From the science of getting rich. Abundant opportunity exists for those who move with the current, rather than against it. Factory workers, either individually or as a class, are not deprived of opportunity. They aren't being held back by their employers or oppressed by trusts and monopolies. Workers as a group are where they are because they do not act in a certain way. If American workers chose to, they could emulate their counterparts in Belgium and other countries by establishing large department stores and cooperative industries. They could elect representatives from their own class, pass laws to support such industries, and peacefully take over the industrial sector in a few years. The working class can become the ruling class whenever they begin to act in a certain way. The law of wealth applies to them just as it does to anyone else. Once they learn this, they can change their circumstances. As long as they continue doing things the way they always have, they'll stay where they are. However, the individual worker is not bound by the ignorance or complacency of his class. He can ride the wave of opportunity to riches, and this book will show him how. No one is kept in poverty because there's a shortage of riches. There is more than enough for everyone. In fact, you could build a palace as large as the Capitol building in Washington for every family on Earth using just the building materials available in the United States. With intensive cultivation, the US alone could produce enough wool, cotton, linen, and silk to clothe the entire world in finery exceeding that of King Solomon, while also producing enough food to feed everyone abundantly. The visible supply of resources is virtually limitless, and the invisible supply is truly inexhaustible. Everything you see on Earth is made from one original substance, from which all things emerge. Let's clarify Wattles' use of the word emerge. Emerge means to manifest or come into being from the unseen realm of your imagination or thoughts. For example, as you focus on your desires with unwavering belief, your dreams will emerge into your reality, just as Neville Goddard taught. This process is guided by the ethereal, unseen energy of the universal source, some call God, which acts as both the building material and the architect of the formation and manifestation of your ideas. This aligns with the idea that what you consistently visualize and feel deeply about will eventually become visible in your physical world, with the universal source facilitating this transformation. Now, back to our reading. New forms are constantly being created while old ones dissolve, but they are all manifestations of one thing. There is no limit to the supply of formless stuff, or original substance. The universe was made from it, but not all of it was used in that process. The spaces between and within the forms of the visible universe are filled with this original substance, the raw material of all things. Even if we used 10,000 times more than what has been used to date, we still wouldn't exhaust this supply. Therefore, no man is poor because nature lacks resources, or because there isn't enough to go around. Nature is an inexhaustible storehouse of riches, and the supply will never run out. Original substance is alive with creative energy and constantly produces new forms. When the supply of building materials is depleted, more will be produced. When the soil is exhausted and can no longer grow food or materials for clothing, it will be renewed, or new soil will be made. Even if all the gold and silver is mined from the earth, more will be produced from the formless if humanity still needs it. My brief comment here: the only reason for lack or scarcity is from people believing in lack, they imagining there is not enough for everyone, fearing that they have to fight and compete for scraps to survive. Instead, imagine how wonderful it can be, how wonderful it is, for there to be more than enough for you and other. Now, back to our reading. Formless stuff responds to human needs. It will not let us go without anything good. This is true for humanity as a whole. The race as a collective is always abundantly rich. If individuals are poor, it's because they haven't learned to act in the certain way that makes individuals wealthy. Formless stuff is intelligent. It is living, thinking material that constantly strives for greater life. It is the natural tendency of life to seek more life, for intelligence to expand, and for consciousness to seek greater expression. The universe of forms was created by formless living substance, which takes shape to express itself more fully. The universe is a great living presence, always moving toward more life and fuller expression. Nature is designed to advance life, and its driving motive is to increase life. Everything that can support life is provided in abundance. There can be no shortage unless God were to contradict himself and nullify his own works. You are not kept poor due to a lack of riches. In fact, I will demonstrate later that the resources of the formless supply are available to anyone who thinks and acts in a certain way. This chapter emphasizes that poverty is not caused by a lack of opportunity or resources, but by individuals not acting in a certain way to harness the abundance around them. Opportunities constantly evolve, and while some industries may seem monopolized, others, such as renewable energy, artificial intelligence, e-commerce, and wellness industries, offer fresh avenues for success. The chapter highlights that wealth is generated from an inexhaustible, formless substance that responds to human needs, urging individuals to align their actions with this principle to achieve prosperity. Now, reflect on what you are learning. How can you start shifting your focus to emerging opportunities that align with societal evolution, rather than thinking and complaining that monopolized industries? In what ways are you limiting yourself by continuing to follow the patterns of your current environment, rather than acting in a certain way that leads to wealth? What steps can you take today to begin harnessing the limitless resources of the formless substance to create abundance in your life? Reflect on an area of your life where you feel restricted or limited by external circumstances. Write down 3 alternative opportunities that you haven't yet explored and create a plan for taking action toward one of them this week, using the principles of acting in a certain way. Next, we will delve into the first principle of the science of getting rich. Reminder, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for the next installment.